to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.
Welcome, guys, to the Gulf Coast Music Channel. My name's Q Steezy. Today's new wave, Rachel Williamson.
Hi, how are y'all?
Coming in from Robertsdale.
Mm-hmm.
What's the music scene like in Robertsdale?
There's not much of one. There's, in the area there is some, like Fairhope, Gulf Shores. They're all in the surrounding area within about,
Right.
30 minutes of there. So, there's different, of course, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. They got the Wharf and all of that.
Right.
I just went to the Keith Urban concert
That's
on
cool.
Thursday. That was fun.
Yeah.
It was really wild to see him play,
Yeah.
because he plays all his own music. Wow. Like the guitar and all his songs he plays himself, and he can play.
I've never been to
I've never played a electric, so
Gotcha.
I've only ever played acoustic. But watching him play electric, I was like, maybe I need to get one.
Yeah. How many guitars do you have?
I have two. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have one that was gifted to me by a lady in my church, because she had her guitar, and that's actually, I had taken lessons before,
Right.
but I hadn't really gotten into it. And then she had started bringing her guitar, and I would sit in the mornings and kind of pill with it. I just really started getting back into it, and it finally clicked.
Right.
Because whenever I did the lessons, it just wasn't quite
Right.
making it. But once I just sat down and did it myself, I was a little older.
Yeah.
It made a little more sense. I was able to kind of grasp it better.
Yeah, hopefully that works out for me too. I only know how to play the piano right now. I think guitar is
Piano's
tougher.
a great stepping stone. I started with piano.
Yeah.
My parents I have
That
three
was a
brothers.
diss.
Put all of us in piano lessons at
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
So I played piano I did piano lessons for 10 years up until I graduated.
Cool.
Yeah.
If you don't mind moving the mic so it's kind of more centered, sometimes it has a tough time picking up on an angle. So,
Yeah.
What's a guitar song to be played in church?
Oh.
Keith Urban?
Well, there's the usual,
Right.
the first one off the top of your head is Amazing Grace.
Gotcha.
I'll Fly Away's a fun one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Looking to transform your property into something remarkable? Land Refiners is your trusted, locally owned land services company based right here in Baldwin County, Alabama. Whether it's forestry, mulching, land clearing, tree and debris removal, demolition, grading, or even emergency services, Land Refiners has you covered. They work on both residential and commercial properties, bringing efficiency, professionalism, and results that last. Their team is licensed, insured, and proudly serves Baldwin County, Mobile County, and surrounding areas. At Land Refiners, they don't just move dirt, they build lasting relationships by exceeding expectations every time. Call today or visit landrefiners.com to schedule your free consultation. Land Refiners, local, reliable, refined.
Euphoric.
Let's change the subject. I can talk about your looks for days.
Take it off your mind. I could do this all the time. I could lay it on the line, and I could drop it on the dime. Let's go.
For 7 years, I've been shedding tattoo tears. Sideliners, urban game on the pub list.
Yeah, blessing on all of my haters, that's just what it is. Yeah, to live.
So did you learn piano before the guitar?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And what, with Robertsdale not being much of a music town, what inspired you to start in your journey?
Honestly, church, we had a
Gotcha.
bluegrass string band in our church. My 2 older brothers were actually part of it when it originally started.
That's cool.
And then eventually it was just there was a family that they ended up just being the main ones, and they went out and went on the road and stuff. My brothers did not want to do that.
Gotcha.
Understandable.
Yeah. Would you ever plan on going on the road?
I'm not sure. I'd give it a try. I'll
Yeah.
try anything once, but
Right.
Knowing what's for you and where your
Yeah.
strengths are.
Yeah.
know?
And which town would appreciate your music the most?
Exactly. finding that
Right.
fan base, finding your fan base.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part. I feel like
For sure.
starting out is just getting people to hear you and
Yeah.
finding people that like you
Yeah.
and want to listen to you.
When the Wharf offers you a performance, how much are you going to charge them? You don't have to answer just yet.
I like to say free, but because I'd like to go for free, but
right.
oh no.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's kind of
the
like
Keith Urban ones were only $50, which really
yeah, that's a deal.
not bad.
Yeah,
Or nosebleed, but
right. Oh, I have a nosebleed.
no, the seats were nosebleed seats.
Oh, gotcha. Because I kind of messed up on shaving this morning, and I thought that might be why you pointed that out. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, being from New Orleans, I'm not really. I once I think passed through the Wharf for like a baseball tournament growing up, but I'm not really familiar with how prestigious it is as a spot. Has that always been like the Wharf is the spot for like a big artist or?
They do a lot of concerts at the Wharf, pretty much and lots of big names. Like I'm going to another concert there in July for the Red Clay Strays.
Yes, July 4th? 3rd.
I got the first day.
Nice.
I got lucky and got it because they sold out really fast.
And they just won an award, I think.
Yeah, they won a CMA award. I think.
Yeah, CMA. Yeah. It's insane. Yeah. So that's really cool. How much were those tickets?
Those were $250 or something like that.
Definitely
Those were
gonna
more.
be worth it though.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Red
definitely.
Clay Stray song?
Oh, I like Wondering Why.
One, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing is immaculate. Wondering why. Well, is it as good as Run Girl Run?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. How'd you come up with that? And is that your first like official song or?
That was the first song I wrote whenever I got back into music. So whenever I graduated, and then I kind of from high school, I got into the workforce. Really, just kind of
Right.
things got depressed, got busy. Didn't have time, whatever it was, and I really stopped playing and writing and stuff.
Right.
And then it was 2023. I don't even know where it came from, but just kind of came to me, and I wrote it down.
Yeah.
And I told my best friend about it and showed her and all that. And then it was a few months later that I ended up meeting my now manager, or talking to my now manager.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had already met him previously. We were friends before that. But, and ended up sending it to him and all that. And I wasn't looking. That's the thing. It kind of was just an opportunity that fell into my lap. It was just like a series of, like, it's wild looking back how it's all worked out. Like I've really seen like God's hand in it all.
Right.
Because I'm constantly questioning and doubting myself. Like, should I be doing this? Am I doing the right thing doing this?
And how do you typically? Because I think we all have to like doubt ourselves at times.
Yeah.
It's natural human tendency. What's your way to be resilient in those times?
Like I said, looking back, looking how far I've come and the things that have happened for me to get here.
Right.
I know there's no other way than this is what I got to do.
Gotcha.
This is what he wants me to do. So.
Cool. And in your videos, it's like it's really cool to see them because it's like you can kind of tell that you just finished a day of work and like you're finding time to do this music thing. You just like sense it off the video and the way you're playing the guitar. It's a beautiful concept. Just that you came off of work, you're playing the guitar, and these fleeting moments. What kind of, I guess you answered it already with God wanting you to, but what motivates you each day to like knock out those like TikToks or Instagram posts of you playing the guitar after work?
Well, I find a release in music. I find like it helps relax me. It's my therapy. 'Cause
Right.
Therapy's too expensive.
My guitar is only $100. So.
Yeah, I mean, my first one was free. The other one was $70 at
There
a
you go.
yard sale.
Nice.
I got free cups with it.
That's perfect. You get to have a little like side drums on the side with the cups.
With the cups,
Yeah.
yep. Third class. I don't know how they'll work, but I can give it a shot.
Cool. Yeah, no, music is a great therapy. There's points in my life as well where it's like, man, you're in a rut or something, and you know that the creativity that you get from playing an instrument will activate a side of your brain that'll reassure you of things.
Yeah, that's the thing with music. They say it's the only thing that activates both sides of your brain at the same time.
Oh wow.
Especially like with piano, like we were talking about.
Right.
Piano, because you're using both your left and your right hand.
Right.
And you're reading music while also hearing music while playing music. Like you're using all of your senses.
It's a party in your brain. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Right.
there's nothing else quite like it.
Do you ever get nervous when you're creating those TikTok videos?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like being perceived.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
not looking for attention.
Right.
I don't.
Right. I don't mean to raise your anxiety, but in the most authentic way, this
Yeah.
seems like a nervous experience. Just off of the TikTok videos, being nervous, podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
But you're handling it really well. And I'm sure you get some relief when your parrot's making noise in the background.
Oh yeah.
How long have you had a parrot for?
I had her for a couple of years. Yeah.
Cool.
And then there's also the dog. He likes to help sometimes when I'm singing.
That's funny.
Roscoe, can you please be quiet? I'm trying to take a video here.
He's just trying to add some background vocals.
Yeah, he's doing great. But
Yeah.
He was a little out of key.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to work on that wolf, Roscoe.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just an ad lib.
You hold the howl out a little longer.
That's funny. Well, that's cool. So what are your future plans with it then?
I like to continue to, like I said, building my fan base,
Right.
getting my name out there, try to get more shows, and just
Yeah, no, absolutely. Is this like your beginning of your music career?
very much so. Because, like I said, it was only 2023 when I wrote that first song.
Right,
I didn't get recorded till just a year ago.
right.
April was literally a year ago is when I got recorded.
And where'd you go to record?
I went to Dufferin Street Sound.
Really?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's a great step to go to an official spot to. It sounds very high quality, so it makes sense. Yeah, I applaud that for going to a high quality spot, but it's also kind of a risk because if you don't have experience recording, I mean, I remember I did a similar thing and I was just really nervous and also felt unprepared because I hadn't taken the time and gone through, practice rounds at a cheaper spot. So
That was one thing. I had it was either, I think it was 2 hours that I had. It was probably the first hour and a half we spent on just the one song.
Right. Yeah.
We got another song in the next 30 minutes. That one went much smoother.
Right.
But it's not released yet.
Yeah. What do you do? Like, do you warm up your vocals on the way there, or do you just wing it?
Usually I just wing it. That's how I love my life.
I respect it. That's cool.
A wing and a prayer.
There you go. Amazing Grace. When it comes to building up these songs, are you going to plan on releasing an album, or are you just going to drop singles?
I've gone back and forth on that. Me and my manager have. We've talked about, doing an album. We've talked about doing singles. Currently, we're looking at probably doing singles.
Right.
But I would love to eventually probably, get those all together on album. It'd be really nice.
For sure. Do you have a concept or a name behind the album yet?
I've played with a few things. I'm not settled. Haven't found the right one.
Yeah. I didn't actually. My first album, I had I was going to drop 17 songs, and I was going to call it Whatever Happens, Happens. And one time I wrote a new song and called it In My Prime, and then everything changed and it all kind of clicked within a week of me dropping the album. So don't put yourself on a time limit, and that would be my advice. Just whenever it feels right. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like I said, everything that has just happened just so seamlessly and just naturally almost.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wasn't looking to do this. It wasn't something I was
Right.
looking to do. Whenever I reached out to my manager, it was because I was telling him about a friend of mine I worked with who was doing music. I was like, hey, this guy does music.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, let's set him up with me. And then I was like, if I had the confidence, I'd say it myself.
Yeah.
And then,
Damn. So you knew Javier before.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we
And-
had worked together for a few months at a previous job.
I mean, what? I mean, we all battle with things, but what's the confidence issue with signing up with a friend?
That was actually probably the only reason I did sign up was because I knew him. If it had been anyone else, I don't know if I would have been able to do it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was more how I feel about my skill level. I know I can improve.
Right.
Like I'm very hard on myself.
Yeah.
It comes with being the only daughter.
True. Wow.
Yeah, lots of responsibility, and lots of like.
Yeah, I'm sure your brothers. I'm not sure how your brothers act, but if I had to,
They're brothers.
Yeah. That's cool. And your relationship with Javier since he's been your manager, has that changed any?
Not really.
That's good.
That I think. We've always been really
Right.
chill. Like, I'm very like. I don't know the best way to describe it, but I can just kind of interact with anyone. I can
Gotcha.
get along with pretty much anyone. Like,
Right.
I'm not very.
Do you think you're a people pleaser?
Probably. Hell yeah.
I think a lot of musicians kind of have that where they, because the whole art is being the source of
Yeah.
energy. That's what my manager once told me. That's
Art is subjective.
That's my manager.
My manager.
Let's see. Is there anything else about your music journey that you'd like to present to the table? Like certain things that may have but I wanted to bring this up as well, is your ability to kind of understand how your life has been seamless and kind of trust in God's plan for you. That's something I've been working on as well. Kind of, do you meditate at all?
Not meditate, but I try to.
Prayer is a form of meditation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like listening to like your surroundings and kind of seeing how things. There's a fine line though between going crazy about it and like seeing how things kind of fall in place well. But that's definitely a skill I'm trying to work on. I respect you for honing in on it. But yeah, are there any things that about your musical journey that you've been longing to discuss on a podcast?
Oh.
It's only been since July 8th last year, so.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I never even think I'd get on a podcast. So this is
Yeah. Well, this is not yet. This isn't the most special thing in the world, but hopefully pretty soon it'll have its remnants. Didn't use that word correctly.
make it smart.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome then. Where can people find you at?
I am on pretty much all social media. I'm on Facebook. It's Rachel Williamson Music.
There you go.
Instagram is. Hold up, I might need to look at this because I always get
Rachel
my
Williamson
Instagram
Official.
and my TikTok mixed up.
Yeah.
Because one is Rachel Williamson Official and the other one is The Rachel Williamson. Because they had one on one, but they didn't have it on the other. It had already been taken,
Right.
and I'd already made the account. So I was like, I can't change it now.
Chaos. Chaos unfolds.
I am an omen of chaos. That's what I tell people.
That's great. That's what we're going to call the title. Rachel Williamson, an omen of chaos.
Oh, no.
That'd be a cool album title,
Yes.
actually.
My Instagram is Rachel Williamson Official, and my TikTok is The Rachel Williamson.
You should be the real Rachel Williamson
The
Official.
real Rachel Williamson Official. Yeah, 'cause apparently there's another Rachel Williamson. I discovered that out whenever I went to go, search my song. There's another Rachel Williamson on, Her stuff's. I didn't listen to it.
She's like an omen of peacefulness.
Oh, she is. I don't know. I never met her.
No, it's great to have you, Rachel, and I'm really excited to see you on your first tour at some point and see what the album's called and just catch up with you on your journey. So
For sure, yeah.
Thank you
It was
so
very
much.
nice meeting you. It's been a good time.
Likewise, you handled it really well. So
I try.
yeah, on that ride back to Robertsdale, I hope it's actually 45 minutes instead of 35. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode on the Gulf Coast Music Channel. You can find Rachel Williamson on one of those 3 tags that she presented, and catch her on her journey and catch us on the next one. So thank you guys.
Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.